Hi, everyone. I'm Mrs. Linnihan. I am the program coordinator for the Distinguished Young Women of Brookfield program. And tonight I just want to share a little bit with you, well, actually quite a bit of information with you about the local program and how your daughter may benefit from participating. So here we go. First of all, I just want to let you know that the slideshow that I'm using in this presentation, I will send to you as well so that you have access to all of the hyperlinks that are included in it. So what is DYW? Well, it is a scholarship program that is specifically for junior girls, and it was founded in 1958. It's the largest and oldest scholarship program for high school girls. The amount of money keeps growing every year that we are able to give out, and many girls have benefited over the course of their lifetimes, over the course of this program since 1958. This is not just a whim. This is a solid program that has been around for a very long time. We have given out more than $1 billion in college scholarships since the inception, and we're hoping it just continues to grow. So at Brookfield Central, we are fortunate that we are sponsored by the high school in order to have an actual DYW club. So we offer two levels of participation. One is to just be in the club itself and learn some great skills about being your best self. And then the other level is to be in the actual competitive arena for the Distinguished Young Women competition program. Girls can do either one or both or neither, I guess. So happy to have them on whatever level they choose to join. So here is the link to sign up. There's opportunities for the club level to do some volunteering within the community and the elementary schools. For the competition, we'll talk more about that in detail. The online registration link is right here. And the girls have until Halloween actually to make their decision about whether or not they want to participate in the actual competitive arena. For competition, they learn interview skills, public speaking, and then they also are eligible for scholarship opportunities. And they may also possibly advance onto the state and maybe even to the national levels competing at the local program. So there are five categories of competition. Scholastics entails their actual high school transcripts, the type of classes that they've taken, the difficulty level, the grades that they've achieved, and then also any test scores that they might have. So we're early as a local program. I know that a lot of the junior girls don't yet have scholastic scores. Maybe they haven't taken the ACT or the SAT yet. They do have a calculator to use their GPA instead. Eventually, they would need to have test scores, but at the local level at this point, if they don't have them, we can use a different formula using their GPA. The interview is a 10-minute interview that they do in front of a panel of judges on the day of the actual program. And it entails questions really driven from information that they've already listed on their information forms, things like maybe what their favorite movie is and their activities and their clubs, that sort of thing. And then also really any kind of politics maybe or current events could be fair game as well. So we do a lot of preparation to try to help them just to really get a better understanding of how they feel about things. What are the current events in the world that maybe they should know, and start to develop some opinions about them based on actual facts. Then they have a talent which is worth 20%. That's a performing art talent. It could be musical, it could be dancing, gymnastics. I've seen people do speed painting, comedy, monologues. There's all kinds of things that could qualify as a talent. So if your daughter is feeling like maybe she doesn't have a talent, please encourage her to come and see me and watch some YouTube videos, because there's a lot of very creative ideas to use for a talent when maybe their strongest skill set isn't in the performing art arena. Then we have a fitness routine, which is worth 15%, and I've hyperlinked on here some examples so you can take a look. Fitness is a choreographed routine that they do with a group, and then there is a spotlight routine that they do individually before they exit the stage with their group. It looks for things like flexibility, coordination, stamina, strength. So it's not really a dance routine, although it's set to music. They are looking for coordination and strength and agility. Self-expression is basically a question of the day. We give them a question earlier in the day, and then they prepare and they can try it out on you at home and get some feedback. And then we ask them the same question on stage and they answer it. So that's it in a nutshell. It really stays the same at every level from local, state to national. The 5 categories don't change in their percentage or their length. This is it in a nutshell. So if they are prepared to take a leap of faith into these 5 categories, I think it could work out really well for them to just learn and grow. So if they want to be involved with the club aspect of the program, they could do this for competition as well. They can be in both. There's a sign up genius here for volunteering. These are some of the things we have on the horizon, although it's quite early right now. We'll probably add some more. Last year we did some boot camps at the elementary schools because we missed out on all the high interest days due to the pandemic the previous spring. So we'll see what the interest level is for that this year. We do have some holiday parades already on the calendar where our current distinguished young woman, Erin Hu, will be riding in those parades. So our club members might want to go along and pass out candy, carry the banner. That would certainly be an opportunity for them. We also have been invited to decorate one of the rooms of the Pabst Mansion for the holidays. And I think that would be a really fun thing to do with the girls. So I'm waiting to get some more information about the dates and logistics of that. The Dixon Elementary Nutcracker is a fundraiser run by students. And I have volunteered our girls to help out behind the scenes with that all student run ballet, which is just fabulous. If you've I've never had a chance to see that or check that out, that is a wonderful way to kick off the holidays. So we do usually help behind the scenes with those rehearsals and the performance. We also, last year we were invited to possibly take to help out with the tree lighting ceremony at Brookfield. I haven't reached out to the mayor yet, but maybe that might be a possibility again this year. Typically, there are some lung health awareness presentations in the middle school in the spring. Again, because of the pandemic, they haven't done them the last few years, so we'll see if those will happen again this year. But we also have the high interest days, which they count on us to come in and lead the girls in some fun activities like how to do a handshake and how to properly introduce yourself and make eye contact. There's some really great life skills that little kids really look up to, the high school girls, and can learn some great life skills in going to do those high interest days. So we do have a fundraising incentive program. I have some links here that explain all the levels, and also there's a letter here that you could give to businesses to try to solicit some sponsorship. So if a participant raises $250, she gets a $50 club scholarship that we give out from Brookfield Central in the spring of their senior year. But we do announce these awards not on stage, but with the girls behind the scenes on the night of the program. So here are the incentives laid out. It's pretty straightforward. It's a great way for the girls to get some kind of recognition that they have some control over, that they wouldn't necessarily have any control over what happens on stage, but this is something they could do ahead of time if it was important to them to get some kind of an award. So one of the things that we have set up already is the Lou Malnati's fundraiser. So we sell coupons for frozen pizzas for Lou Malnati's. And so we don't have to handle the pizzas at all. All we need to do is sell the coupons for them. So the coupons, all the information is here. We're gonna do this through Halloween, which coincidentally is the same day that they need to decide if they're going to do the competition. So kind of keep those deadlines together. Maybe they'll remember to do both. So it's just a simple, it's $13 for a coupon. They get $5 personally of fundraising money for every coupon that they sell. And we do need to sell 20 as a minimum for the group in order to place the orders. So hopefully that won't be too much of a stretch to get done. Market Day is one of our ongoing fundraising events that we have. This is something that goes all year round, and people simply need to go to marketday.com and select Brookfield Central High School for the school to receive the benefit of their order. And if you haven't checked it out, especially if you haven't seen it in recent years, It comes straight to your house on dry ice. You don't have to deliver anything. You don't have to handle any money. You could have somebody in, relatives not even in the state that are supporting your daughter through this fundraising event just by placing an order. So this is a really easy one to do. The trick is just to get the word out and to spread this link with all of your friends and family and hopefully to get them starting to make some orders. Restaurant fundraiser nights are really up to us. We can do really as many as we'd like. And so basically what happens is the girl can go maybe to Chipotle and see if she could set up a fundraising event. Some of them you can even set up online. You don't even have to go in to do this. So they would just need to check with me to make sure I run it past the school to make sure that that's an okay date and that the school is okay with us doing it, that there isn't something else competing on the same night. But if your daughter sets this up, I will have all of the profit that comes in from that scholarship or from that fundraising event, I will attribute to her personal fundraising. So that's a really easy way to raise some fundraising money. So consider maybe giving your daughter a nudge to set up one of these fundraising nights. Places that do it, there are many places that do it, but we had in the past have done Chipotle, we've done Krispy Kreme, just trying to think of some of the others that are around here that happen pretty often. I'm sure the girls know as well where they like to go and where they've been for these different events. All right, silent auction item. This is something that I do require that each girl brings in an item estimated value of at least $25. And I really do encourage them to go out and get these items donated. I don't want anybody spending money in order to participate in a scholarship program. That just, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Most businesses, if you give them enough time to respond, will make some kind of a donation, whether it's it could be a gift card, it could be like products. If you go into a hair salon, they may, put together a little basket for you. So it's fairly easy to get a $25 donation. I've even had people go into Target before, and if you give them enough time to respond, the general manager ended up giving one of the participants a $100 Target gift card. And she went through Target and picked up the things she wanted to put into the basket herself and used the card herself for that purpose. So most places will give you some kind of credit if you give them enough time to respond. So the final sale price of the item goes towards the participant's fundraising goal, which is not necessarily the item's value. So often people will not pay more than what the estimated value is in a silent auction. So just keep in mind that if the item sells for $50 and even though it was valued at $100, your daughter would get credit for the $50 sales price. The actual revenue from the silent auction will go towards next year's startup money, but I do keep individual track for the girls, so it still goes towards their fundraising totals personally for this year. But because I have to actually decide on the scholarship amounts prior to printing the program book, I need to know exactly how much money we have before the night of the program. So participants are encouraged to collect as many donations as possible. There's no limit. They can have as many baskets as they want. And it's just a great way to drive up our scholarship dollars for the following year and for them to actually get some credit as well. So here, linked on here is the program, the full program book for the class of 2022 and also the class of 2023. So it's a great way to kind of see what have other people done in the past, what businesses have they approached. They could be family ads, they could be ads from friends, they could be just straight business ads. So there's some great examples there. It's $100 for a full page ad, a half page is $50 and a quarter page is $25. They can also collect names of supporters. So it's at least $1 to have their a friend's name or a family member's name in the program book to support them. Each girl just keeps track of all of the names that she has collected as supporters and then just turns in the money to me and I'll print it exactly how she shares it with me on an email or a Google Doc. So check out the program books for examples, for ideas, for samples. If you sell an ad, please enter on this link right here the name of the business. I think that will just prevent us from annoying our community businesses. We don't want to have multiple girls approaching the same business, especially, then they might wonder, well, I thought I already did put an ad in this program. We just want to make sure that we're not annoying anyone with our requests. Competition details. Our dress rehearsal is Friday, January 13th, and the final showcase program is on Saturday, January 14th, and it will be held at Wisconsin Hills Middle School. So why should they do this? Gosh, there are about a million reasons I could think of that they should do this, but primarily there are scholarship opportunities for them. We give out scholarship money for each one of the 5 categories. We usually go 3 deep, depending on how many girls we have participating and how much money they raise. I like to give an overall award in each category and then 2 preliminary or alternate awards for each category. So that's 15 just for the competition categories. And then we give placement awards as well. So there are a lot of opportunities for them to win scholarship money and to get some recognition on stage. Of course, nobody has any real control over that because it's just how the judges score it. So I like to think that it's going to be spread out nicely with having that many awards, but there's no way to actually control that. So taking the opportunity maybe to get a fundraising award will just be a nice little cushion to know for sure they're getting something. They have volunteer opportunities, which is great for them to start building up their resume. If they want to do NHS next year, they're going to have some volunteer hours. It's great training for interviews. The girls, really high school students, very rarely get an opportunity to actually learn how to prepare for an interview. And many of these girls are incredibly bright girls who are aiming for schools that maybe have an optional interview for them. And that could really make a difference of them getting their foot in the door of that university where they want to go. If they really feel empowered and feel like interview is not frightening to them, that can go a long way. The other thing that they learn is they build up their resume at an early stage. So writing that college essay isn't quite so intimidating when they already have some great experiences that they've thought about that are under their belt. They get to show off how wonderful they are. They get to make new friends. This is one of the, I don't know, I guess the greatest things that I've ever done in my life. When I was their age, it really set the tone for me and helped me to build my confidence. And I saw the same thing happen with my daughter. So that's just 2 examples, but I really feel like the opportunity for growth for these young women is just unparalleled. I've never seen anything else that offers this kind of development skills for them to get really ready for the next step of life, whether that's college or the real world, whatever that is. I don't think that you can have too much confidence if it's founded in real skills and just a good, solid understanding of the world around you. So what happens if she wins? There are parades, which are fun, the Elm Grove and Brookfield parades, and then we started adding in some holiday parades as well. Some local appearances will just kind of depend on what the girl's interested in. I've had girls in the past do the Wag Fest because they love dogs. So there might be different things that would pop up that are just interesting to them. And it's always great to promote the program as well when they do that, whether they're going to an elementary school or they're going to judge a dog contest. So there have been the middle school substance abuse events, and then we'll see if those start up again in the spring. This Be Your Best Self presentation is something that typically happens at the state week. The state competition last year was held on July 31st. So if things are in sync with what that was, end of July or early August, I would expect again. They get to help and plan and choreograph the next year's program, which is really fun because they're not competing. They just get to be the big sister to help and get everybody ready for that. So they usually really enjoy that aspect of it. And then we also have the elementary school boot camps, which happen in the spring. And like I said before, those are really fun for them to go and really be the big sister, the mentor, the role model for those young girls. So there's some great opportunities for them. And I really hope that if they are focused on just getting the most they can out of this program and becoming their best selves, they win no matter what. So scholarships and awards, we raise all of the money. We don't have a pot of gold. There is no big magical sponsorship that we have, although we're always looking for sponsorship. So that's definitely a wonderful possibility. We do have to raise the money ourselves. So it's completely voluntary. It doesn't have anything to do with the scoring at all. The judges won't know who raised what or anything like that, but it does help us to give out some nice scholarship awards. And if we don't raise any money, then we still select somebody to go to state, but we just don't give them very much money. So hopefully they raise some money, because I think it is nice to get some acknowledgement on stage as well. So Market Day, like I said, goes all year round. We can blast that on social media. If you can share it with your social media, that would be super helpful. This is actually for the class of 2024. Sorry, I missed that on the update on this slide. Typically, we give out the category awards plus 2 alternates, and then also the placement awards plus the distinguished young women. So I've linked some videos here that I think would be helpful if I were trying to figure out what this was. I think this would help me. So I've linked the video from the last 2 years of our local program, from 2022 and 2023 year groups. And then I also have the state program from the class of 2022. I have individual videos, shorter obviously, for just Erin Hu and Cynthia Liu from the last 2 years. Erin Hu, who is our state representative, who is also our Brookfield representative. So I've got her state talent and fitness and self-expression. For Cynthia Liu, who just won a national talent award, I have her national talent, her national fitness, and then I have her state self-expression there that you can check out and get an idea of. These are 2 very amazing young women, so you can get an idea of what this looks like on the stage. Here is my contact information, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about anything. I am very passionate about this program and helping young women to become their best selves. So if there's anything that I can do to answer any questions or to help you and your daughter along the way, or even just to make a decision about whether or not this is a good fit for your daughter, please feel free to reach out to me. The one change from last year going into this year, which I'm very excited to share, is that we are including our at-large girls again, which we had done in the past, but we took a break from that last year. What that means is that if your daughter has a friend who does not live in Brookfield, technically 53005 or 53045, if you or your daughter's friends, whoever you may know, lives outside of those zip codes, but they attend Elmbrook schools, they can still participate in our local program. They would do something called at large, but they would still be fully a part of our program. The only difference would be in the awards in the end, and how they would not be included in or eligible for our category awards or our placement awards, but they could qualify to go to state. So it's an excellent opportunity. I'd love to share more information about that if that pertains to you. So please let me know if you have any questions about that. Also, if you know of anybody who lives in Brookfield or Elm Grove who does not go to Elmbrook schools but would like to participate, they are eligible to join us as well. So please share this word with anybody that you know who you think might benefit, because I really think it's an amazing program, and I would be happy to work with all of these girls. So have a great one, everybody, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And I'm going to stop sharing. So thanks so much.